What's up, guys? It is Saturday night. Woohoo! It's about 10 minutes now on Saturday night, guys. And figured I didn't get a chance, I don't think, any day this week to go live. um, Been a pretty busy week. Excuse me. Between work and football. And, uh, well, for me, for the guys that don't know, I coach at Northeast small private school over here in where I live. Our season ended last night with a win, 38-8 over Bethel and Kinston. So yeah, we're done. Just looking at how I'm going to fill my time, which I should. What's up, Brian? Let's get Brian out there. He's excuse me. I had a drink in here. I don't know what to do with it. Anyway, well, yeah, our season is over. Had excuse me. I like I said, it's a small. We got a small private school, and we played 7 games, 4-3. Not exactly how I would like to have been. I would like to have been a lot better, but you know that's just the way it goes sometimes. Uh College football going on right now. You see you see the Duke and NC State game on behind me. I've been watching some of the Carolina Miami game. I think that's deadlock at 7 right now. Uh Duke is on top of State 7-3. Notre Dame and USC is also another game that's going on right now. So but looks like we're gonna do a little bit of a roundup of what's going on in college football. Starting with last night, Colorado Stanford. Now I get home last night from the game. It was about an hour and a half, about an hour drive, and see Colorado on top of Stanford 29-0 in the second quarter. Half's getting ready to end. I'm like, okay, that's going to be it. They're all over them. So I go to bed. It was after midnight when I finally wound down. After it's hard to. It was a long ride, but it's hard to settle down after a game. And I didn't feel like going to sleep. But about 12 o'clock, I went to bed. So I wake up. I'm getting old, guys. I wake up at like 5:30, quarter to 6 in the morning, and I look up, and Colorado blew a 29-0 lead, and lost 46-43. What, in double overtime? I believe it was. So, yes, college. I haven't seen anything being affected by the protests, but I mean, I hadn't noticed anything yet. So that's just me. Is that you, Brian, talking about that? Because all I'm seeing is Facebook users, guys. So y'all may have to identify yourself. I just looking at some of the scores. These are all finals right now. Syracuse, Florida State, all over Syracuse, 41-3. Michigan over Indiana, 52-7. Guys, everybody talks about Michigan. Who have they beat? I mean, I know everybody's like, "Oh, they're better than Georgia." Who have they beat? And uh, I'm including ECU. ECU played them the opening game, and I mean, have they beat a good team yet? That's what I'm saying. So don't be surprised to see Michigan they may not live up to the potential what everybody thinks they are. Ohio State 41 and Purdue 7. Georgia, closer game than I thought was going to be 37-20 over Vanderbilt. Alabama holds off Arkansas 24-21, or somebody says Arkansas. Utah with California 34-14. Kansas loses to Oklahoma State 39-32. Penn State just kills UMass. Penn State, they're good, but I can go ahead and say with Penn State, who have they beat? I like Penn State, but they've got to beat somebody instead of UMass. UMass ain't hitting it. Texas A&M drops to Tennessee 20-13. The game of the day, probably Washington ekes out a win over Oregon 36-33. Last second field goal missed by Oregon that would have took it into overtime, but did not happen. Sorry, guys, if I'm a little nasally. Something this change in the weather might be getting to me. Supposed to get cold or colder here tonight, so maybe it's talking to me now. Games in progress. Louisville over Pitt 21-17. Washington State is losing to Arizona 20-6. LSU at Auburn. LSU's 20-7. Carolina, like I said, Carolina and Miami deadlock at 7. Notre Dame is up on USC 16-3. One of the unbeaten USC. I mean, they had to come back. What was it, last week? Can they do it again? I mean, they're going to have to. This is a little bit different than coming back against Notre Dame. I think this is at Notre Dame, too. Kentucky over Missouri 14-7 right now. Duke at State, you see 10-3 now. State with the ball. UCLA is losing to Oregon State 13-11. So that's pretty much your top 25. And guys, I'm looking up. If you see me looking up here, I'm looking for comments on some of the other ones, because sometimes it doesn't pick up everything on what I'm seeing in front of me. I don't know why. Will we get an interception? Must have been an interception. But yeah, today, so it's October 14th. My birthday coming up Monday. Big one too, guys. I hit 50. I'm a cop now. I'm a cop, you idiot. No. Yeah, I hit 50 on Monday. So it's a big one. I went today. My daughter and my wife are at the campground in nearby. Yeah, we got to pick nearby Williamson, North Carolina, which is about an hour away from here. Thanks, appreciate it. Happy birthday. But yeah, so I've been hearing about a record store in Williamson that just opened up. So I said, I took the weekend off from work. It's a rare weekend Duke scores. So it's 17-3 now. A rare weekend I take off from work. Thank you, bub. Happy Robbie Brown, and thank you for the happy birthday. So I said, well, I'm going to take off. And, my daughter she stayed home last night. My wife went on to the campground. So took her to Williamson today. And I checked that vinyl store out in Williamson, because this is the closest vinyl store to me, a true vinyl store. So I went and checked it out. And man, you'll see. I took some video, and we'll have it as part of the next podcast episode that comes out for On the Fly. Great place. Everybody's record shop. It's located at 101B West Main Street in Williamston. And the owner, and I can't remember his name for sure. I know it was Dallas. I'm sorry, I don't remember the name, but I know he was named. It was like a Dallas Cowboy name, and he had pictures there when he was a kid with Jerry Jones on the field at Dallas. Yeah, we're gonna have a new episode coming out this week. And now that I've got a little bit of time, we'll be recording some new stuff. We're coming up with some stuff to talk about. I've got some episodes coming out this week. So thank you guys for bearing with me. It's been a long summer. It's been a long and a friend of mine lost his dad um, this week too, and that was kind of tough. To one of your best friends that you've known since you were like kids. Like, I mean, I'm talking like 5 years old, and his dad died unexpectedly. So we definitely send our prayers out to him. And um, yeah, and everybody always talks about going to after somebody like your dad or your mom or somebody like that passes, going to or your spouse when they pass and you go to a funeral, it's tough, and it was tough. But I wanted to suck it. Wanted to make sure I was there for him. He was there for me, and I wanted to make sure I was there for him. And just a great guy. But getting back to the record store, uh, everybody's record shop. I walk in, and what a selection this guy's got. I mean, he's got a bunch of vinyl in there, guys, and he is just as nice. I mean, and knowledgeable. He said several times, I'm not in it for the money. I'm in it for the music. And he told some stories. And hopefully, I can get him on here one day. And yes, Mason, what's up, buddy? Um, hopefully, I can get him on here for an episode of On the Fly and talk about some stories. He told me a few stories, and as a Kiss fan, uh, an incredible story of something he had, and I'll save it for when he comes on. But speaking of the Kiss stuff, so I'll share with you what I picked up from the vinyl store, and he's got cassettes, he's got vinyl, he had some CDs, he's got movies in there, posters. Oh, man, he's got a little bit of anything for you. So I'm looking through. You know how much I want to get anything Kiss I can. So I picked up. I had most of the vinyl. Matter of fact, I had all of the vinyl he had of Kiss in there. But you can order. He can order you vinyl if you want something ordered, and he will take. He's always picking up new stuff. He was getting ready to pick up another collection. I forgot how many he said he was going to get in that collection, but if you have a request, he will take your request down, and he'll call you if he gets that album. He'll look for it and he'll call you if he gets that album. So, guys, check this guy out. He's got of course, you can find him on Facebook at Everybody's Record Shop, and then he's got a website at everybodysrecordshop.com. So check him out there. But show you what I picked up today. Cassette, Kiss Crazy Nights, Kiss Hot in the Shade, and then this is a rare one right here because I've never had this. It's been a long time since I've seen this. Creatures of the Night, which came out when Kiss, matter of fact, it was their last makeup album. But for some reason or another, when they re-released it, they decided to put a different cover on it. The Creatures of the Night Unmasked cover, which I have not seen. I got that in my collection now. My wife and my daughter went. They were really impressed. We did pick up some vinyl. I'll show you some of the stuff we picked up. Let's see. So this one he threw in for me. You guys remember the K-Tel records that were pretty much Apple Music for vinyl? I had this album as a kid, K-Tel Soundwaves, and I just got this. It's got I actually got a Kiss song. I was made for loving you. And then kids my age will know Miko. They did an Empire Strikes Back medley, like a Star Wars medley, but I got that. Then, of course, they sealed Ozzy Osbourne Diary of a Madman. Some of these are some my daughter and my wife picked out too. So this one is one my daughter picked out. Mamas and the Papas. My daughter loves some retro stuff. And I mean, you see, he did take care of the vinyl before he would take them out and spray them off for you. This is another one my daughter wanted right here. Fleetwood Mac, Mirage. She is a big Fleetwood Mac fan too. This is my wife's, Carly Simon, No Secrets. Madonna, Like a whoops, Madonna's upside down. Madonna, Like a Virgin. What an album cover that was, guys. Yeah. Then my wife again, Loretta Lynn, You Ain't Woman Enough. And then she got Pat Benatar, Crimes of Passion. Of course, that's got Hit Me With Your Best Shot. And, you know, let's see what else. There was some more we picked up. Okay, and this one is not in the best shape, but I could not turn this down. Jimmy Buffett. Changes in latitudes, changing attitudes. That is, I mean, you look at that. Had to get some Buffett. And I'm a big Go-Go's fan. And this is the original 3 albums. I've got all 3 now. A Seal, Go-Go's Vacation, which is pretty cool. Beach Boys, my dad, who just passed away, he had these. I got these because of that, because I had so many good times listening to these albums with him all summer long. Chicago 17, what a classic album that was. This is something I've never seen before. Now, you guys know I've been a Olivia Newton-John fan for a long time. And the original motion picture soundtrack, The Two of a Kind, this was supposed to be like they made a big deal out of this movie because the first was since Grease with Olivia Newton-John and John Travolta in it. But this one was, kind of a cult favorite. Another Beach Boys that I got, the concert album. My dad played that over and over again. So great. And then check out Footloose with the sticker on there, the original sticker. One of the great soundtrack albums of all time. And look at that. Columbia, the red label. Just freaking awesome. So, yeah, we'll definitely be back to check him out. And, like I said, when you see the episode come on, I'll have the video of the store. And make sure you give him a follow on Facebook, guys. Like I said, it's Everybody's Record Shop. That's the one in Williamston, North Carolina. Give him a follow. And like I said, if you collect vinyl, he's the one. He's already talking about pre-ordering vinyl up here in one of his posts for the new Rolling Stones album. And then he's got one for the Taylor Swift album, too, I think. 1989, Taylor's version, I guess. Hackney Diamonds for wow, guys, you realize, okay, the Rolling Stones album you can order just on vinyl and CD. The Taylor Swift you can order on vinyl, CD, or cassette. They're still making cassettes. It's insane how retro everything's going. But yeah, I had a great time in there today, and I'm gonna just call him Dallas because that's what he was telling us about that name. They've only been open since I think it was June, so he's new. But he had another. I think he was working at another record store in Greenville. But make sure you check this guy out, guys. I was really, really loved going in this place and talking music with him. I stayed in there for a good hour talking with him and looking through stuff. But yeah, great guy. But check him out, guys. So NFL tomorrow. My Steelers. Hey, we have not been on since last week. How about the Steelers? Every reason to lose that game against the Ravens. But this is the Steelers versus Ravens. They go down 10-0 early. And I think it was in the second quarter. They were down 10-0 early in the second. hold Baltimore scoreless for the rest of the game, and eke out a 17-10 win. And guys, if it wasn't for Pittsburgh's defense, Pittsburgh would be in trouble. Kenny Pickett comes alive at the end, throws a strike to George Pickens for the go-ahead score, and then Alex Highsmith. What can you say? He's coming to his own. He got paid, and he's earning that money because he comes around the corner, knocks the ball free from Lamar Jackson. I'm the best running back in football, playing quarterback. And say what you want to. The Ravens fans are out there saying, well, we had drop balls and everything. Well, I mean, there's a lot that happens in football. A lot happens with football. And if is a big word. If, what is it that they say? If a frog had wings, he wouldn't bump his butt when he hops. So, I mean, yeah. So, yeah, you can't sit there and say that's all a part of the game. Would it have made a difference? Probably so. But he throws a pick on 3rd and goal to Joey Porter Jr. that, he could have just, if he'd have been safe, they would have got 3 points out of it and probably won the game. But instead, he throws a terrible pass. And then T.J. Watt with a sack and the fumble recovery after Alex Highsmith hits Lamar Jackson, forces the fumble, and pretty much seals the deal. So, yeah, we had to get that out. Had to get that out for you Ravens fans, too. And as bad as the Steelers are on offense right now, they are sitting atop of the AFC North, AFC North. So, what can you say, guys? I mean, I don't know what you can't not say, oh, we don't deserve to be in first place. We're not going to take it. Heck yeah, I'm going to take it. Going into the bye week and in first place, I'll take it all day. So that's where the Steelers saying, let's look at the NFL schedule and get our picks out. Of course, Denver and Kansas City. Thursday night, Kansas City wins 19-8. I had Kansas City picked. Russell Wilson probably on the way out after this year. There's a lot of talk now that Sean Payton is just ready to start over. Baltimore plays in the game in London against Tennessee. I think Baltimore wins that game. I don't know how. Yeah, I'll go with Baltimore on that. Carolina against Miami. Miami kills Carolina right there. Sorry, Panther fans, but this year is not going to be a good year. Colts and Jacksonville. Jacksonville with a big win over Buffalo last week, but they're not playing in London this week. So I'm going. I'm going to pick the upset. I'm going to pick the Colts. New Orleans, Houston. I'll go with New Orleans on that. Washington and Atlanta. I don't trust Desmond Ridder. They're playing at Atlanta, though. I'll go Washington. San Francisco and Cleveland. What about the freaking demolishing of Dallas and I mean, I can't say anything because they killed Pittsburgh too. But you know what? I felt a little bit better about the Pittsburgh situation after they beat up on Dallas like they did. I didn't feel so bad about 30-7 when Dallas got beat 42-10. San Francisco is just they're in a whole nother league right now. I mean, Brock Purdy, Mr. Irrelevant. What can you say? He is killing it. Hasn't lost a regular season game since he started last year. I think it was 8 straight games over 30 points for the 49ers. 49ers look good. Just hope they don't have any injuries. McCaffrey means the world to that team. But I'll tell you what, guys, their defense looks like they're playing so confident and on such a different level than anybody else. I mean, they just look comfortable. They look really comfortable out there playing defense. Who else we got up here? So, yeah, I'm picking the 49ers to beat Cleveland. Minnesota, Chicago. Oof. Vikings were close. Vikings got ripped off last week against Kansas City. The NFL wants to turn Kansas City into the new New England Patriots and give them the calls. I guess the NFL and the refs are Swifties. She was at the game this past week. If you didn't get guys that know, I know nobody talked about it, but she was at the game. Seattle with Cincinnati. Cincinnati caught fire last week. Jamar Chase had a big game. Joe Burrow finally looked like Joe Burrow. I got Cincinnati here. New England and Las Vegas. I got Las Vegas. And, man, New England could be playing the worst football out of anybody in the NFL right now. They've scored 3 points in October. And the Red Sox scored 6. They've outscored them 6-3, and the Red Sox only played one game. Belichick, talking about Robert Kraft being upset with Belichick, he might get fired. I don't think they fire him. I think they wait to the end of the year. If something happens, if it doesn't get better, I'll put it that way, I think they let him go, let him retire gracefully. He makes the decision. You can choose to retire. So I think that's what's going to happen if it continues like this. No quarterback. Mac Jones is horrible. He has regressed so bad since his rookie year. He is horrible. So let's see what else we got. Detroit, Tampa Bay. This could be interesting. This could be a good game right here, guys. Over under is 42.5. Detroit's favored by 3. I'm going with Detroit. I think they're going to get it. But Tampa Bay is a surprisingly good team. Let's see what their record is. What's the standings? Tampa's up on top of the NFC South. 3 games, 3 wins, 1 loss. So don't be surprised, but I still think Detroit gets a win. And then the Sunday night game, I don't know who's going to want to watch this. Buffalo and the Giants. Sorry, Matthew. Sorry, buddy. Sorry, Giants fans. Joey Casada. Sorry, buddy. But Buffalo gets this one running away. And then you've got the Monday night game. The Cowboys and the Chargers. How does the Cowboys respond from that throttling they got? I mean, I don't know. I don't know if they come back hungry again. Because let me tell you, everybody's defensive MVP, Michael Parsons, with good reason. I say that he's very deserving of an MVP right now. Before last week, he got shut down. The 49ers found a way to shut him down and to keep him from the quarterback, and that may have showed a blueprint for the rest of the league how to handle Michael Parsons. We'll see, because it's gonna be a shootout, because the Chargers have no defense. The Cowboys, who knows what they'll be. I'm going with the Cowboys on this one, though. I'm going to pick the Cowboys. Eric Sawyer, don't be upset with me, but yeah, the Chargers win. No, the Cowboys win. I'm sorry. Cowboys win. All right. Major League Baseball. We don't talk a lot about it up here, but we're going to talk about it a little bit tonight. The 2 number 1 seeds are gone. One got swept, and one just 3-1. Braves and the Orioles. And this format that Major League Baseball does, where the number 1 seed gets a week off, may need to be retooled, because the number 1 seeds, I think it's like, excuse me, since they went to this format, I think like 80% of number one seeds have failed to advance in this format. So they may be giving them a little too much time off. And I know you want to be the number one seed. That's great. But taking that much time off, it may get you rusty. And with the Orioles, look, just a few years ago, the Orioles had the worst record in baseball. Now, to go to the best record in baseball in the American League, excuse me, I don't know. I think there was a lot of inexperience going into the playoffs. And maybe Baltimore does it again next year. I think they'll be good, depending on what they lose, who comes back, what they can do. But I think they'll be okay. But they need more experience, and it showed. The inexperience showed in that round with the Rangers outplayed them. There was never a game where you could say, "Well, if Baltimore this hit here, if we had done that, then." Yeah, it was never anything like that. The Rangers played great. So Rangers and Astros will meet up in the ALCS. The Braves let the Phillies and Bryce Harper beat them. Did you see the stare down Harper gave the shortstop for the Braves after he gave? That's why I say, guys, never give another team bulletin board material. That's what happens when you do that. It's crazy to do that. I mean, you can talk junk or whatever, that's fine. But yeah, don't give another team bulletin board material. It never works out great. Never works out great for anybody. What else we got? So the National League's got the Phillies and the Diamondbacks. So the Final Four in Major League Baseball, guys. I don't know who I would pull for there. Rangers and Astros, I'd probably go with the Rangers because the Astros have been there so much, and the questionable things they did for one of those World Series, and then the Phillies and the Diamondbacks. Some tells me I want to pull for the Phillies, but maybe not. I don't know. I don't know. All right. Can you guys, if you're my age, you remember this? Every rose has its thorn. I know some of you people out there, dude, cannot stand every rose. But it is a classic, and yes, I said it, a classic hair ballad. I mean, a rock ballad from the 80s, a classic 80s ballad. It's great. I mean, it was all over the place. I think that might be the reason it gets a lot of hate from some people is because it was all over the place. And it doesn't, for me, it doesn't have fatigue, but for a lot of people it does. But yeah, Poison was coming. This was their sophomore album with, oh gosh, I don't forgot the name of the Poison album. That's terrible. But they already had top 20 hits. Talk Dirty to Me. I Won't Forget You. Nothing But a Good Time. And Fallen Angel. And this one got to the top. Hit number one just like that. I remember going to see them in concert for that tour. And that was, it was, we got another turnover for Duke. Duke State turned the ball over again. Sorry, Wolfpackies. A lot of my football players are Wolfpack fans. State, what happened? I'll tell them that. Anyway, Every Rose, when we went to see him in concert, that one, when that came on, place went crazy. And you can say what you want to, but Bret Michaels, may not have the greatest voice in the world, but he's still got a good voice, guy, and it fits. It fits, and him writing this song. I've heard the stories behind it. We'll save that for a podcast later. Um, Michael said few radio stations would play it, showed interest in playing it until a bunch of stations in Dallas decided to put the song in rotation. Every Rose then went number one like a freight train. So there you go. 35-year anniversary of Every Rose Has Its Thorn by Poison. One of the great power ballads of all time. Yes, I said it. And by the way, one of the guys that hates Every Rose so much, Sonny Pooney, who was on like 30 different podcasts. We got to tell Sonny Pooney happy birthday. He's like, I can't keep up with all the podcasts Sonny Pooney is on. All right. So, who would have thought Prince, of all people back in the day, would help Warrant? You know who Warrant is, of course, the Cherry Pie, what Heaven, all that good, all those songs that Warrant had for those two, especially those first two albums before grunge took over. Warrant apparently received an early boost from a high-profile donor briefly before becoming one of the biggest rock bands on the Sunset Strip. Prince thought he wanted a piece of the cherry pie. In an interview with AO.com, Warrant bassist Jerry Dixon explained that Prince gave Warrant $5,000 in fall of '87 to record a 3-song demo for his label, Paisley Park Records, under the condition that he had the first right of refusal. He ultimately invoked it, apparently after watching live footage of the band. Discussing frontman Jani Lane, Prince reportedly said, "This white kid can sing and the band has potential, but MFer can't dance." You know how Prince was about that. He passed on them. Jerry Dixon says he passed on us, so we asked our manager, "Could you ask Mr. Prince if we can use the demo to shop for another label?" And they ended up doing that, and that had Down Boys, and Columbia Records ended up signing and releasing Dirty Rotten Filthy Stinking Rich in 1989. He said Prince probably laughs about it. He liked us, but maybe breaking a rock band wasn't his label's forte, I guess. There were a lot of those along the way. Can you imagine Paisley Park Records putting a Warrant album out? That would have been kind of cool. Prince does hair metal. I know they don't like for people to say hair metal, but that's what I always called it. All right. So some big news. You guys hear Judas Priest's new song? I'm not the biggest Priest fan, but I'll listen to that song. Panic Attack comes out this week from the upcoming album Invincible Shield. I guess so much for the older bands not putting out new music. Paul Stanley. Kiss was sued over the COVID death of the veteran guitar tech. Family of Franz Stuber alleges he was abandoned in a hotel room amid slack health security procedures on tour. I'm not a lawyer, guys, but Kiss can't help. He got COVID. I mean, I know you're upset. This was like Paul Stanley's best friend on tour. I don't think he would have intentionally not checked on the guy. It was a bad time. COVID was bad for everybody. There's a lot of people that passed away from it. I feel for the family, but come on, guys. Lawsuit, it'll get settled out of court, I'm sure. Kiss will look after it. Ann and Nancy Wilson from Heart, for the first time since 2019, got on stage together. Ann Wilson was doing a concert this past Tuesday night, and she said, "Ladies and gentlemen, we have the answer to a question with us here tonight. A very, very good friend, more than a friend. Let's bring her out. Come on." And then they both launch into Barracuda, which was the 1977 hit for Heart. Is more to come? I think so. They have I think they need to do it now. I mean, all these bands that are talking about will reunite later on. So State must have held them. We'll reunite down the road or something like that. Well, guess what? You're getting to the age now. Not saying you're old or anything, but yeah, I guess you are. You get to the age now where, like Apollo Creed said to Rocky, there is no tomorrow. So do it now. Heart is one of my favorite bands. I mean, Alone is definitely one of the great power ballads out there, and maybe we'll save that for another episode with a list. But yeah, could new material? They haven't done any new material since 2016 with Beautiful Broken. I don't know. I don't know. Are they against doing new music? I don't know. A lot of people are that way, but hopefully Heart will unleash some new material. All right, so we haven't done a show in a while, and we got some card breaks, guys, and I'll let you know what I get. We've got right many over here to go through because I've been saving up. I haven't opened them. If I make a trip, I bought one, and if I haven't opened them, let's see if I get a Dalvin Cook, Noah Fant, Jarrett Stidham, Cole Kmet, Nick Chubb, Michael Gallup, Joe Klecko, Miles Sanders, who has been a big disappointment and can't stay healthy in Carolina. Chris Olave, Michael Pittman Jr., Emmanuel Forbes, who got torched. Who were they playing that the Redskins got torched by? Or the Commanders. Quentin Johnston from the Chargers. Will Levis. Is he going to play for the Titans this year? Parker Washington from the Jaguars. Zach Evans from the Rams. Sam Laporta Potty from the Lions. Zach Wilson. Parker Washington again. Jordan Love, who looked terrible the other night. Jamar Gibbs. Deuce Vaughn. Let's see. Bunch of celebration cards. Zay Flowers. Jalen Hurts and Will Levis. Did you see in the Steelers game? Okay. All right. You guys want to know, and I'm glad this got brawler. This reminded me. I need. Is this Megan or Mark? Because it's showing Megan. I know, Mark Vick, you are a freaking Packers stockholder. We've talked about you up here before. I don't know if you know you're under Megan's name or not. If it is Megan, then it is Megan, my favorite camera person. So you tell Mark, we'll definitely see if J Love can pick it up for him. I know he was a little disappointed. Listen to Megan. She's got her fantasy team. Next year, Megan, we need to get you and Mark need to be in the Final Score fantasy league. So we can see how y'all do. Say, we definitely are keeping Megan's family. Megan's Uncle Daryl was like my best friend I was talking about earlier that we lost. You know, his dad passed away. We've definitely been praying for Megan and her family. But yeah, she's going to be in the fantasy football with her and her husband Mark are good friends of the show and good friends of mine. But we've definitely been praying for the family with the loss of her grandfather and my buddy Daryl's dad. So looking at this pack, let's see what we get out of here. Maybe it's not another crapper here. I couldn't even say this guy's name if I tried. Chagosium Okonkwo, tight end for the Titans. Okay, who's my rookies? Come on. Bryce Young, rookie card. That's the first one I've seen of those. So that'll definitely go up just in case he gets better. Aiden O'Connell. I know he played the other. Ronnie Hickman. Israel Abanik. Oh, I can't say that either. Kelly Ringo, Luke Musgrave. That's a Packers. I know the Vicks are like the Packers. Let's see who else we got here. Another Sam Laporta potty. Will Levis again. Will Anderson Jr., who was doing pretty good. Jordan Addison, he's okay. That's about it for that one. So what do you got? All Packers on your fantasy team? You know you're not supposed to do that. Look, guys, there's a new app for like you card collectors out there. This kid made an app. It's called Collex, COLLX, and you can take a picture of your cards, like any of your cards you got, if you're a collector, and put them in there, and it'll show you market value of it, what it's worth, market value, and people will trade with you and stuff like that. I've just downloaded, and I have not tried it yet, but I've been watching. It's been some stuff on TikTok about this kid. It was a kid's idea. He can't be like 10 or 11, and him and his dad put it together. Yeah, I thought it was pretty cool. So I'm gonna see how it is, and maybe I'll talk about it on here. Let's see. All right, Tanner McKee. He's with the Eagles. Darius Davis with the Chargers. Kenny McIntosh. Devin Witherspoon, who's doing pretty good. Tyon Evans with the Rams. KJ Henry with the Commanders. Sean Tucker with the Buccaneers. Who was that? I thought that was going to be something right there for a second with me. Jalen Carter. The Eagles. Another Bryce Young. Bijan Robinson, who's doing pretty good too. And then we got Coach Prime, first ballot Hall of Famer. But did you see his press conference after they lost last night? He was biting his lip on getting upset. He said he had to be calm and collected, but he was like, I'm pretty upset, pretty disgusted, but I have to keep my cool to get through this press conference with you guys. I can't imagine. And I've been, like I said, I've coached. This was year 15 and 13 as a head coach, 15 as a coach altogether. I can't imagine if I had to go to a press conference after some of the games that I've had. It would not be pretty. I'd probably be getting fined left and right. Let's see. Robert Tonyan, there's a Packer right there. I don't know if you know who that is, Megan. Is he on your fantasy team too? What do you do when the Packers have a bye week? You're really in trouble then if you're getting all Packers. Xavier Hutchinson, Dorian Thomas Robinson. Who is he with? Oh, that's the guy that started for Deshaun Watson when he was he didn't want to win. Let me see. Let me go back. Hold on, Megan. Robert Tonyan. He's a tight end. I don't know if he was on your team or not. Muhammad Ibrahim from the Lions. DeMarco Hellams. Cameron Latu from the 49ers. Who else? This has not been a good one here, guys. CJ Stroud, rookie, though. Okay, I'll take that. That made this pack look a lot better. Let's see. Travis Kelce. There's no Taylor Swift in the picture with him. That's not worth anything. Couple more. We got 3 more packs, guys. So then we'll be. I'll talk about the record challenge because there's an album I want to talk to you guys about, and it's probably not gonna. It's not a good thing. It's not a good one. Okay. Let's see. Najee. Ooh, Najee. I don't know what they're going to do about Najee Harris. Alan Lazard, which he's with the Jets now. He's with the Packers in this picture. Ooh, a Jameis Winston. I didn't know they made one for him. Let's get to the rookies. Jake Hayner. Andre Isovas, Tajay Spears, Joey Porter Jr. Got one. Darnell Washington. It's a good Steelers pack here. Noah Sewell, George Pickens, Paris Johnson Jr. Sorry, I don't see any Packers up here right now. Another CJ Stroud. I'll take it. Josh Downs from Carolina. Quentin Johnston, Tank Bigsby. So 2 more packs. I don't know if anybody's commenting on anything. Like I said, guys, I apologize if you're commenting on another and I don't see it. Let's see. And so far on that one, I don't see anybody on that one. If I don't see it, believe me, I'm not ignoring you. It's just I don't understand why when you do multiple locations where it's streaming on, why it doesn't come up on all of them sometimes. Sometimes it does and sometimes it don't. Okay. Let's see. Tua. Jonathan Taylor. So Jonathan Taylor came back the other day. I don't know if you guys saw that or not. And had like 6 carries for 18 yards. And his backup with it, Zach Moss, had Miami 17, Carolina 14. Watch out, Carolina. Yeah, he had the backup that's been playing the whole year had like 160 yards rushing and 2 touchdowns. So that may be a reason why the running back value is not as much as it used to be anymore. Let's see. Dontavian with Jamar Gibbs, BJ Ojulari, Chris Rodriguez Jr. Not a good pack here so far, guys. Jackson Smith Nigba. Hendon Hooker. Devin O'Connor. Oh, that's pretty good. All right. I have never tried this type of card here before. It is Panini Chronicles draft picks. So all of these are going to be rookies. Let's see what I get out of this. This was just one I want to try. Let's see. Bryce Young Revolution. It's all sparkly. So maybe if he'll play well. Ooh. Darnell Washington. Hopefully he'll play well. That's a clear one. Another clear. Devontae Adams. That was an old one. Okay, I see what they're doing there. Sean Tucker. Okay, so they're doing some throwback cards too. Let's see. Jamal Williams. A CJ Stroud. Who is that? Jamar Gibbs. Stephon Diggs. So that's Bijan Robinson. This is a good pack. If these cards are worth a darn. What is that? Won't come apart. There we go. Rashee Rice. I don't know him. Tanner McKee. That's a pretty cool card right there. That's a throwback card, but that is a Quentin Johnston rated rookie from TCU. That is a pretty cool card. Lawrence Taylor. It's kind of like a hologram card. That is a pretty cool card right there. So that's it for the card breaks. We caught up with all of that. So next, lastly, the album challenge. And I think it's been a while since we talked about it. Guys, I'm telling you, I'm going to start off with this one. Olivia Rodrigo. My daughter kept talking about her, and I heard a song in the truck on the way, to get lunch one day with her. I said, I'm going to give this girl a chance. So I listened to 2 of her albums. Incredible, guys. I'm a Olivia Rodrigo fan now. She had some good stuff. She had some stuff that was okay, but nothing was really bad out of it. Bob Seger, Stranger in Town, great album. Peter Gabriel. So that was the album. And I'm saying, so what? Besides the hits, nothing on here that In Your Eyes, which everybody loves that because of Say Anything, the movie when the guy holds the boombox up trying to get the girl back. Brian McKnight, love Brian McKnight. In Anytime album, that was okay. Zach Bryan, the new Zach Bryan self-titled album, really good album. If you like the new country like that. Travis Scott, Utopia. Guys, all I'm going to say, not, like Austin Powers said, not my bag. It is not my bag, definitely. Maybe I'm just too old for it. If you guys like it, Gomez, what is up, buddy? That's the Sleevy G podcast right there, guys. The guy's doing incredible things on his podcast. I was a former guest on that show talking about History of the World Part 2 and the original History of the World. History of the World Part 2 didn't pan out like we thought it would, but that's okay. Travis Scott, Utopia was not a good album. 19 songs, and I thought I'd never get through it. Backstreet Boys, Never Gone. Believe it or not, I gave that some good reviews there. Ashley McBryde, The Devil I Know, good album. Went back retro a little bit. Billy Ocean, Love Zone. Billy Ocean was great. When the going gets tough, tough gets going. Then I'm working on these four now. The Bangles, which was an album that came out in like 93. Doll Revolution. And it's not bad. I mean, it was just for that time. I don't think it was, grunge was coming out. I just don't think it was. That's why it didn't get the attention it said. It's a different kind of Bangles. Raina Roberts, Bad Girl Bible, Volume 1. She's okay. It's okay. Bullet Boy, Zaza. That is not, so far, I'm about halfway through that. That's not good. And then the Taylor Swift Midnight's album, the Till Dawn edition. I didn't know there was so many editions of albums, but yeah, that's what I'm working on right now. I did get to album 1500. So that's big there. I like I said, guys, the album challenge. I always write them down in my notebooks. I've got notebooks, and I do enter it in the computer what my ratings are and everything on that. But yeah, that's the album challenge there, guys. Before I get off of here, I told you guys I'm getting ready to turn 50. My birthday will be Monday, 50 years old. If you want to get me a birthday present, I'll tell you what you can do, and it won't cost you a dime. This is what I want you to do. I want you to give us a 5-star review on wherever you listen to your podcast at. Follow me on the YouTube page and give me a follow on my Facebook group On the Fly. Megan, yes. Me and your Uncle Daryl are over the hill. I'm not there yet. I still got 2 more days. I was the youngest in our class, the youngest you could possibly be in our class. But yeah, give me a 5-star review. Give me a follow on Facebook, on our Facebook group. We've got 528 in the Facebook group, the On the Fly Facebook group. I'd like to get that to 550 at least. That's my goal. Next goal is 550. Like I said, wherever you listen to your podcast at, Spotify, Apple, Good Pods, Podchaser, whatever, 5-star review. If you can, it will take you probably 2 minutes to do. Just 2 minutes. And then, the Final Score podcast. You are scarily close to 40. You're still a baby. Jeez, 40. Yeah, I'm a way. Oh, okay. You're going to give me for 5 stars. Okay. Thank you, Megan. See, Megan's already doing it. Megan's will do it. 5 stars from Megan when I get it. Appreciate that. That's my 36. What do you even? You're not scarily close to 40 yet. You're still a youngin'. Look, I would kill to be 36 right now. So yeah, Megan, you're old. Whatever. You and your sister are still my little Nintendo girls. Because tell you a funny story about her and her sister Laura Lee. When Daryl would be coming over to the house, they would always call me the Nintendo guy, the guy that's got all the Nintendo stuff. Can we get? And I let Daryl borrow some of my Nintendo stuff, and I'm sure that kept them entertained back in the day. I actually saw the first time I saw your sister was the other night visitation in a long time. She didn't remember me, but when I said I was the Nintendo guy, she knew exactly who I was, which is funny. I love that. But so guys, do like Megan's going to do. 5-star review for the final score and on the fly. Please, that would help so much. It gets my name out there. It'll help me get better guests. I'm flirting with the idea of doing a Patreon, guys, and it wouldn't be anything outlandish, maybe a few dollars a month to get some stuff that you wouldn't usually get from us. But that's been on my mind. But I'll have a lot more time now to do the podcast. Like I said, this has been a rough couple of months for us, for a lot of people around here, and I want to get back into the swing of things now that I've got more time. But guys, thank you so much, Megan. Thank you for coming on and keeping me entertained while I was talking up here. Mason Van, Brian, Robbie Browning, thanks for your comments. And you guys, I will be doing these updates more now, so get used to it. You'll probably get fatigued with me, like I like to say. You get fatigued with me. But you guys have a great night. And if you're living around my area, get ready. It's supposed to cool off tonight and tomorrow. So I hope you got everything ready to keep yourself warm tonight. But you guys have a great night, and we'll see you next time on The Fly on the Final Score.